welcome back to Misery Loves Mandy. Today we have a special episode while we celebrate Valentine's Day with my Galentines.
Chase O'Donnell.
And our very special guest,
Lane Allison, relationship coach.
She gives the best advice. Oh, it's amazing. We talked about red flags. We talked about
bad dates.
And we talked about
when to bump uglies.
You don't want to miss this. And in the Patreon, we talk about love bombing. So please check that out. Like and subscribe. And happy Valentine's Day. Oh, hello, we're here.
Yay.
We've got our Starbucks. Cheers, ladies.
Cheers.
Woo, woo, woo.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Oh, my goodness. Chase and I have been doing this for 2 years now on Valentine's Day, and we're so happy to have you join us.
I didn't realize that I was coming into an old-time tradition. I feel so honored.
Oh, we're happy to have you. This is a good
Thank
ad.
you so much. I don't think I usually don't have fun plans for Valentine's, so this is actually like...
This, I would say, is a Galentine's Day situation.
It
That's
is a
true.
Galentine's Day. I love that.
So, happy Galentine's Day.
Happy Galentine's Day, which I think is the best kind of Valentine's Day, in a relationship or out of a relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, I love having a boyfriend, but I have so much fun with my girlfriend.
I would say one of my worst nights of my 20s was on Valentine's Day when I had a boyfriend.
See?
Yeah.
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 I don't think it's better.
It's not better.
No.
In my... Here I go. I'm already going to reveal something. On the last time I was in like a committed, like full-on relationship, right? And it was Valentine's Day. Neither one of us acknowledged that it was Valentine's Day. We went and had a picnic and like, but nobody
But
said.
you knew for sure, right?
I knew it was Valentine's Day.
Do you think he forgot?
He absolutely knew it was Valentine's Day.
Wait, and you said how long were you into dating?
I need enough context.
Like probably a year.
Oh my God.
Chase, what went through your head? Like that night you get home, you think to yourself, okay, wait, is it actually February 14th?
I didn't want him to acknowledge that it was Valentine's Day. I wasn't interested in the guy. I wasn't like fully invested.
Okay. So by committed, we mean...
Yeah, I mean like he was someone I was dating for
a year.
A year at that point.
Oh my.
And I remember we were at the park and like having a picnic and neither of us like said like Happy Valentine's Day. It just like was a cute activity on the day, but like not acknowledged.
Well,
should I cut that out?
No, I think it stays
should
in.
This be cut out?
I think it stays in. Can I tell you?
It should.
We're not clapping.
No clapping and clipping. This is in.
Can I tell you that my ex, who shall not be named, no one will know. We had Valentine's Day. I think we've been dating for like 3 or 4 years. So it was acknowledged that it was Valentine. We were at that stage where we acknowledged dates.
You acknowledged the date of Valentine's.
Yes. And we worked together, so we were like slacking each other. And he was slacking me like, I've got a big surprise for you later.
Ooh.
And so in my head, I've watched like a lot of rom-coms. So I was like scavenger hunt, flowers all over my room, chocolates with my name on them, whatever, something.
Yeah.
You know? And then he just took me to a new restaurant we hadn't tried, and that was the big surprise. And which is nice. That's a nice thing to do.
But
that was the worst night of my life.
Yeah. I've also been there where like, okay, the one before this one where I didn't acknowledge it.
Yeah.
It was a good relationship, but I overgifted. Like I got him a lot of things on Valentine's Day, and it wasn't like equal.
Yes.
Oh no.
And that's never fun either. Like giving too much on your
Do you remember
end.
what you gave?
I remember it was like pajamas and like a blanket. It was like a whole theme, but it was like it was tons.
Super thought out.
It was tons of gifts. Yeah, it was like he kept opening things. I don't remember what I got, if anything.
Maybe that sweater.
Yeah, I think he gave me this sweater, which I hold on to and cherish.
Oh my gosh, you'll never forget him. I did this kind of the same thing that you did for Valentine's Day, but yours was a cute picnic. Like that seems like a really good Valentine's Day.
Just without acknowledging it was Valentine's.
If it would have been acknowledged,
a cute Valentine's Day thing to do.
Yes. Yeah, it would have been a perfect success. Oh, for Valentine's Day, he took me
to a picnic.
That's
a surprise.
Yeah, that's a cute thing. If we were talking about it. Yeah.
So when I was newly dating my boyfriend, we were December to February. So 2.5 months we were dating. So that was pretty new. And also I'm very slow in relationships. So nothing was talked about at this point. So I slept over, and in the morning we wake up and it's Valentine's Day, and we just like got lunch.
That's nice.
And then
you didn't acknowledge it either.
Zero acknowledging.
Okay.
Well, it's a stage of a relationship.
That was 2 months in. Mine was a year.
Way too early. Way too early.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what I did I think last year, this is sad, but I think I have my boyfriend now, Joel, and we had started dating. Our anniversary was just a couple days ago, which is January 31st. And by Valentine's Day, he had found out that he had testicular cancer, which is, he's fine. He's totally fine. But
like a few days later.
Just right in. They're like,
wow.
Yeah, it was kind of wild. But
I didn't know this.
Really?
No.
Yeah, he's a one bald man.
Wow. Lance,
yeah, he's proud of it too. And he should be.
Yeah.
But
shout out to Joel.
Shout out
to any guy with one ball.
Check your balls. Actually, this is really important. And it's funny because when girls hear this story, they're like, oh my God. And when guys hear this story, they're like, well, how did he know? Like what? Like what did he do? Was it painful? And you just have to feel your balls a little bit. And if there's like a bump in there, they're not supposed to be that way.
So same as breast cancer.
Yeah.
No lumps.
No lumps.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway. I made him a little Valentine with a heart, but it was like an upside down pair of testicles because he was about to go get surgery and get one removed. And I said it was something like, roses are red, violets are blue. You're so much of a man, you hardly need to.
That is the cutest
You're
thing.
the perfect partner for him.
Oh my God.
That's the cutest thing you could have ever done.
He better have loved it. It's amazing.
It was my most romantic gesture.
That's so good. That's movie-worthy gesture.
Thank you so much.
Gesture?
Wow. Gesture. Yeah, that's movie-worthy.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, that's impressive.
I don't think he did anything for me. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, before we go any farther, I feel like I should have I could also put this in the beginning, but tell us about you.
Okay. Hi. My name is Lane.
Hi, Lane.
Oh.
We've done too many podcasts together that it
contact.
says this. We say the same thing. Okay.
No, I think it's cute, and I want to get in on that. So by the end, I want to be saying the same thing too.
Yes, we can do it.
I had no chase through our mutual friend Allie. And for a few years, although I'm in a little bit of a hiatus right now, I was a relationship coach, and I worked with singles who were dating and also quite a few couples. So I work with couples who were fighting a lot or weren't having sex or were not fighting and having sex but just not feeling good about things. So
almost like a sex therapist?
Almost like a sex therapist. I didn't get that. I wouldn't say that I was getting so in the weeds in the sex therapy pieces. But I came from like a Esther Perel. Do you know who Esther Perel is? Are you familiar with her? Amazing psychologist.
Oh, is she on Instagram?
Oh, yeah.
I think I follow her.
Yeah, big time.
She's
super hot.
Thought maybe you sent me something from her, but I've seen it.
She's super smart. There she is.
Oh, no, that's not who I'm thinking.
Oh,
okay.
well.
I don't know her.
You're thinking Esther Pavinci.
I was obsessed with her and wanted to be her, so I became a couples coach.
Did you have to go through schooling?
Well, I almost went through schooling, so I was sort of a little more wild
natural.
West.
Yeah.
No, I did. I was gonna go to school to do therapy, to become a therapist, not to do therapy, and then COVID happened, and I was like, well, I don't want to do school during COVID, so instead I did a coaching program, a life coaching program, and that was about 6 months, and then after that I took some couples therapy training as well with the Gottmans. So I have some legitimate background.
I didn't know you were planning on going to school to be a therapist.
I was, yeah. And I got into a school in San Diego and was this close. But then Allie and I decided we wanted to live our best lives together instead.
So, yeah, Allie is both of our, mutual
Okay.
closest friends. And so, obviously, we've become the closest of friends.
Yeah.
And,
Shout out, Allie.
so, that's how Lena's here.
That's amazing. And I think with a job or that industry, I feel also it's with working with people is the more you would learn, a more hands-on experiences.
Yeah, it was totally rad and also eye-opening and also exhausting all at once. But I love working with couples. I love working with individuals as well, but couples particularly because the dynamics are more complex. The challenges you face in the room are usually not super straightforward, and understanding all of the things at play, whether that's a cultural background thing or an age difference or a family culture thing or some trauma from the past, just trying to untangle all of that when there's two people involved it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
I mean, I always say this too. I'm even a good relationship is so hard. I'm in a healthy relationship and it takes a lot of work.
Yes.
So I'm I don't know how people stay in really bad relationships. I'm I'm exhausted.
Well, I feel really, well, I can
Cut that. I'm just kidding.
This is what I mean. We get too real.
What I heard is that you're exhausted. No. Yeah, I could probably talk about this for too long, so you can cut me off when you're tired of it.
This is why you're here.
But I think that a lot of there a lot of bad relationships, in quotes, because there are many, many, many kinds of relationships, and people have different relationship styles. Some people want to be having passionate sex, and usually those relationships are fighting more too, because there's just more passion in the mix.
Wow, this makes so much sense.
Yeah, I'm so passionate.
Oh, this is why I fight so much.
Totally,
That's not
totally.
what I meant. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And then other people are conflict averse, and they're I just want peace and tranquility, and they usually are having a more stable, steady situation at the home, which often leads to less hot sex, these are trade-offs that people make, and I think when you make them more consciously, not to say that people can't have peace and hot sex, it is possible. I just think that it takes a little more intention on the part of the relationship. So oftentimes really high conflict couples who aren't dealing with a conflict in a healthy way have really hot sex, which makes them hard to leave. This is my professional opinion.
I wanted to
Not from experience.
We're just we're just in our heads thinking about our own lives right now. We checked out a second ago. We're just
Well, what I didn't realize, there's different attachment styles, which I didn't realize. The reason why I was with that guy for a year without acknowledging Happy Valentine's Day is because we were both avoidant. And sometimes two avoidants can be fine together because no one's gonna bring up something.
Yeah.
Matters what type of attachment style both people are. Am I right?
Oh, 100%. You're speaking.
It's something I'm starting to think about. I didn't ever think about it.
What are you thinking about, Chase?
Attachment styles are important. That's how you interact in a relationship, whether it's you don't even realize you're melding well with a person because they might have an opposite attachment style or the same. I just didn't know any of that.
Do you think it's better to find, or probably, I guess it's so hard to ask straightforward questions because there's never, I'm sure, an exact answer because everyone's so different. But do you think it could help a relationship if you have opposite attraction styles? As I disagree with it, I think opposites attract as a whole. I think you kind of need a lot of the same, but I think some opposite qualities are good.
I think all can work. Well, okay, so from what you're saying, opposites attract or similar. I've seen people who are very different be successful together. I've seen people who are very similar be successful together.
You've seen a lot of success.
I've seen so much.
Wow.
But what they would say in attachment theory is that typically if you are, and this happens a lot, there's anxious and avoidant. There's the Bowlby psychology based on childhood attachment styles, and that's not what I'm talking about. They're kind of informing but distinct from dating attachment styles. So there's just like simplifying it super basically, there's anxious, there is secure, and there is avoidant. And people who are anxious have this tendency to grasp and hold on tightly and be afraid of losing somebody or somebody being left, really. And then secure people are kind of like, I want to be treated well. I'm going to treat you well. If you don't treat me well, I'm going to walk out the door. No problems.
Those people
it's
had
crazy.
a great upbringing, right?
They really did. Yeah, they hit the lottery with their parents, I think.
That's a great parenting style.
And then avoidant people are like constantly afraid of being smothered. And they are most concerned with their independence and autonomy. And when somebody starts to hold on tightly to them, that typically pushes them away further.
Correct.
Are you feeling that? Not now. In the past.
Not now.
Not now.
In my past, I do really well in long distance relationships.
Yeah.
I've had 3 long distance relationships in the past little bit because I didn't even realize until I was reading up on this. Oh, I do feel like smothered very easily. That's an avoidant situation.
In those long distance relationships, did you feel like you were missing them and longing for them? Or you were just like, oh, it'll be nice to see them when I do?
I was missing them.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, she was missing them.
Like, couldn't wait to see them type missing them? Or like, think of them from time to time?
I think of them from time to time.
When I have done anything long distance, what is that quote, like when you not around someone, you forget about them? There's like a quote, but that's way better than what I just said.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Heard
I
that
can't
one.
do long distance.
I did
out of
training.
sight, out of mind. That was quick. We didn't even need Mike to Google what is. I love doing stuff by myself and being alone. So like if I'm out of sight, out of mind, like in my like past relationships, I'm like, I guess I'm pretty good.
Part of me thinks, and I don't want to put this on you, I feel that way a little bit, and I know that my boyfriend is that way for sure, and I think that might just be ADHD. I don't know if you have ADHD.
I do.
Oh, okay. Because when kids, there's this concept of like object impermanence. Have you heard of that?
No.
It's this idea that kids, when they're young, if it's like why they love peekaboo, because when you close your hands over your face like this, and then you open it back, they think you're gone. Like when you're like this, they're like, oh my God, where did they go? I'm abandoned. They're completely missing from the universe.
I've heard that before.
And then when you open back up and they see you, oh my God, there she is again. Because they can't understand that if they can't see an object that it's still there.
What?
And so like there's this theory that like that's the reason that like ADHD people are so like cluttered, because they need to be able to see everything or else they forget that it's literally there.
Oh wow.
And so I think that people have that with people too. This is again, nobody is backing me up
No,
on this. This is my
I
opinion.
believe what you're saying.
I like that.
I just think that could be
Meaning with people, they need to see them in order to know they're there. Oh, for long distance.
kind of like a low key form of object impermanence. In this case, the object is the person.
I wish on a bad date you can just go like this.
You're not real.
Oh, she's gone. Guess I should leave.
Oh, that would be nice.
Wow, I feel like I'm learning so
Right?
much already.
I
know.
Okay, well, tell me when you get bored.
Oh, I'm not going to get bored.
No.
No. We're buckled in. Okay, well, you brought up a
Uh-oh.
no. A good topic I wanted to ask, which I'll first read if you scroll down a little bit, one of the submissions, because it could get us into this.
I love a submission.
This is from Ava. I'm 3 weeks into dating this guy, and I really like him. He told me he wants to take things slow because he tends to rush into relationships. We've talked about only sleeping with each other, which makes me feel more invested. But now I'm unsure of how to handle Valentine's Day. Should I play it cool
Yes.
and wait to see if he does anything for me? Or should I get him something? When it comes to Valentine's Day gifts and celebrations, when is it considered too soon to exchange gifts or make plans?
Okay, I can already tell, and I know this is coming from like the deepest heart place, because I too am this. I can tell that this is an anxious attachment style.
I'm loving learning this.
And can I guess she's dealing with an avoidant?
Potentially, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
What she's dealing with is me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know if we have enough information, but sometimes I watch podcasts where they answer questions like this and they're like, oh my God, like, no, it's totally fine. You just need to, and I kind of just wanted to be like, girl, get out of there. Like, that's a bad, but I don't think that's true in this case. I don't think we have enough information to be like, he's, not that into you or anything like that. What I was going to say earlier about the attachment style stuff and like the dating attachment style is that typically anxious and avoidance, they are like super fiery together, but they don't have a lot of staying power. They don't go the distance because their two like core fears of I don't want to be abandoned and I don't want to be smothered are in direct conflict. And so they usually like go up in flames pretty fast. I don't know that this guy's avoidant, but I'm hearing the advice of my friend who's secure in my head in this because I can't go off of what I would do because I would probably get him something. But she would say
I would get him something too.
Oh, absolutely not. I would go, oh, you want to play it cool? Then great. I'm a cool girl. I'm a cool girl.
Well, somebody needs to lean in, somebody has to. But
I guess it's bringing up like memories of me getting the guy too many things and not getting it back and how like I like didn't like that. It made me feel embarrassed.
Well, actually, I know what I would do, and then I want to hear what you're going to say. I would buy the gift and leave it in my car to wait to see if he would have gotten me something.
That's really smart.
That's playing chess.
Yes.
That's really
playing
good.
chess.
Yeah. Wait, can I see how long
Okay.
is it 3 weeks they've been dating?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's too early. Like a Valentine card. Like a cute little card, maybe. But I wouldn't do anything more that it would cost more than like $10 to $15.
Yeah, 3 weeks is very early.
Mm-hmm.
But it's long enough to where if you've gone on probably a lot of dates.
I like that, a Valentine card.
Yeah.
Yeah. It shows you're interested.
You're interested. You're talking about being exclusive. That's exciting. That's some form of commitment. But if you do a lot, I think, and he wants to take things slow. In some ways, you're kind of, I don't want to say crossing that boundary because I don't think it's a boundary like so firmly, but you're kind of ignoring what he requested. If you're like, hey, I got you this alpaca sweater from Peru that I love from I don't know, something really fancy.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
seems
it
serious.
says that like he said he wants to go a little slower and then it's like, oh, you're not listening to but who's to say the man has to be right,
Yeah, honestly, I'd say do whatever you want.
Okay, do whatever you want.
It does sound like, though, now that you guys are saying that, since he says he wants to take it slow, I think by respecting him, since it's still early, it would be to not get anything.
Do we know this viewer's name?
Ava
is the man in the room. If he's blowing your back out, he should get you something for fucking Valentine's Day.
Oh.
It's just the rules.
It's the rules.
At least
be
a
honest.
dinner. At least a dinner.
That's good advice.
Oh, yes.
I agree.
Very good. He should get you a gift.
Or,
He
or
should.
dinner. I think if
okay.
a guy's listening, I don't know what you think. If for a guy early on, I would think no gift and take them out to eat.
I agree. I think that's nice.
What about flowers?
Flowers are nice too.
That's simple.
Like just a
Yeah.
gesture. It doesn't have to be a necklace.
You're going in line with like common traditions. You're not putting a ton of extra thought. You're just doing sort of what's expected because maybe he's blowing your brains out. You know what I mean? Like, like if you're getting laid, you take the girl out. I don't know. That's traditional of me.
I think that's tradition.
It says here, I can think that they are obviously getting laid because they're talking about sleeping with each other exclusively.
Well, maybe they're just sleeping, you know?
They're just cuddling.
They're Mormon and their roommates shaking the bed.
Oh my god. Okay.
But she does say, should I play it cool? And my advice is yes. I'm not the expert here.
Okay, wait. I have a hot take.
Okay.
And maybe it's not even that hot. But I want to say the reason I think that my current relationship worked is because for the first time in like years of dating, I stopped caring. I stopped doing all of this hyper analysis in my brain. And I was just honest about how I felt. And so like, sorry, Joel, but like I saw Joel flirting with somebody and we were only like a couple weeks or maybe a couple months into dating and it made me jealous and I got upset. And in every other situation,
You would have been cool.
I would have been so cool.
Yeah.
I would have
Yeah.
been like, whatever, didn't even think about it, didn't even faze me. And then this time I was just, I was trying to practice being more authentic with how I was feeling.
Now I say don't play it cool.
Well, because
Yeah.
you're
Mm-hmm.
not only are your emotions valid, unless you're like going nuts on the person. Don't do that. But like your emotions are valid, and I think when you express your emotion, that invites the other person to do the same. And I think people just can like in a spidey sense sort of intuit when you're not being fully honest about how you feel. Now, this is just a Valentine's Day situation. So Ava, maybe playing it cool is the right answer, but in general, overthinking your feelings or how you want to express them, I think is a mistake. And I think if it ends up pushing somebody away, they're not the right person. So long as you're being really honest about how you feel.
You know what? I'm going to piggyback off of this.
Go for it.
And say, I would do a journaling exercise, Ava. And go, worst case scenario, I get him a gift because it's really how I feel. And he like blows up at me, is like, this was too much. Will I be okay? Can I handle that like rejection and criticism? And if like, you know, just sit with yourself and be like, yeah, if he does act crazy about it, then that's not really a trait I'm looking for in somebody anyway. And like get clear if you're like able to handle that rejection by putting yourself out there a little.
I think you need to even buy him a gift. I think just engage the open conversation of, yo, Valentine's Day is coming up. Let's do this. And if he's ready to leave you home alone for Valentine's Day, you got your signal.
Okay, but wait, I want to piggyback on that.
Okay, I do too. I can't wait to hear.
Old Mandy would be so... I would always make sure I did the planning first before the guy. And then my therapist taught me too. We called it Tiffany. Why am I blanking? Breakfast at Tiffany's. Audrey Hepburn.
Yes.
We came up with this term.
That's cute.
She wanted me to be more Audrey Hepburn. And you lean back.
You're the
and
queen on the
you
throne.
Let them plan. Because I was like, oh, I should say something. We should do something for Valentine's Day so that he doesn't have to think about it. Or like, I don't want him to be worried that I don't want to do something. Or like, I should just, I'll plan the dinner. I'll make the reservation. And then this was the first relationship. I'm like, no, I'm Audrey Hepburn.
Yes.
Sit back and just let you be the girl.
I've been told that too. I've been told to be the queen on the throne.
Because and this therapist taught me a lot because she told me to embrace the masculine feminine and to be okay with it. It's being a woman is a strong position as well.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's great. I feel like my
please say whatever you want to say.
Because that to me, can I guess?
Please.
Is not the authentic, like the queen on the throne is like me being like almost a game. Like I'm just going to sit back and see what he does. Is that not as authentic as we should be?
I think there can be authenticity in it, which
Okay.
if I were going to guess, I would guess that by planning everything in your former relationships, you often felt that they were not as invested as you were. And so by taking a step back, if you really are like I'm going to plan everything is organized, I've got this. In some ways, you could be taking up so much space that you're not even giving them the opportunity to plan something.
Yes.
And so if you're not teeing them up and giving them the space to do that, and if that's making you feel uncelebrated, unloved, I was gonna say nourished, but I don't think nurtured. Nurtured.
She's hungry. He hasn't taken her
I
out
know.
yet.
I hardly ate. Then I think that's actually in a way self-sabotaging because you're not even giving someone the opportunity to take care
That's
of you.
exactly what she said. It was the space. Like give them the space to do it.
Yeah.
But
But
I wouldn't even do that.
I would guess also though in your current relationship that you probably still plan a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
But when it was new. We already talked about where we're going for Valentine's Day. But it's more of a team effort now.
Yeah.
Oh, good, yeah.
So it's like we found the middle. But in the beginning, I had to like chain myself down. Okay, let him do it. Let him do it.
Yeah, I like that.
So I don't know where we go from here with
So
Ava.
Ava might be confused, but I would just listen to whatever she said earlier.
I don't know, Ava. I think you've got three smart ladies here. I think he should take you out and make you feel special. And if you don't feel special, I say move on.
I think that too. I like that.
Beautiful.
Oh, is it? Also, I think
Because 3 weeks is still plenty of time to like know that you like someone, or like at least want to like make them feel good.
You can.
that's okay. Scroll up.
Thought you're telling me you heard the ice cream truck
Oh,
outside.
yeah, that's what I thought you said.
I heard it. No. I think that you can take things slow and feel like there's intention and feel like special and feel like they're on walking this path with you, even if it's not at like a super fast speed.
Mm-hmm.
Take things slow does not mean I don't know where he's at, in my opinion.
Ooh, that is such a good note.
That is so beautiful.
Oh my God.
That's beautiful.
If I was single, I would put that on my forehead and then get confused when I looked in the mirr.
I like that. Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
That's really
Just because he wants to go
really good.
slow doesn't mean you don't have to know where his head's at.
Because that's the thing with Ava and with dating. First of all, I don't think my listeners are in their early 20s. I think everyone's probably around our age. So also, I think
Which is in our 20s.
which is like
Early 20s.
18.
Early
so we're all in
20s.
our teens. So we just got out of high school, and it was a rough
That's
year,
why
as
I
you
was
can
doing
tell by my
hearts.
face.
Yeah, that's why we do Gen Z hearts. My
I
nails.
didn't know
I thought
it.
this was really
I
obvious.
didn't know what it was.
Okay, sorry.
So wait, so I also think with taking it slow type of thing, you don't want to waste your time. Like, I think in your 20s it's okay to waste your time, my opinion, but 30s, I don't think you want to waste your time.
We don't
Right.
have time to
We
waste.
don't have time
no
to
time to
wait.
waste.
We are dying fast. I'm kidding. I agree. I mean, I agree. I think that also I made at some point a conscious decision to protect my heart. So like I'm anxious, as I said, and I dated a lot of guys who were sexy and mysterious and dangerous, and it was so exciting, but I literally never knew where their heads were. And that was never gonna, for me, for who I am, that
Yeah.
was never gonna lead to a relationship. And at some point I had to decide to stop putting myself in a position where it was very predictably going to be hurt, even though it had been my pattern and was what I was
you were
like,
attracted to it.
naturally attracted to. Yeah.
So for single people, what
Yeah.
is good advice to celebrate, or not celebrate? For singles, what is the best advice to enjoy Valentine's Day without feeling miserable?
Do not hang out with your friends who have boyfriends.
Ooh.
I was going to say, do not open Instagram.
Ooh.
Don't you dare open Instagram.
I would say, don't lurk your ex.
I think that's a really solid trio. You do those three things, you're guaranteed to have a good time.
There was one Valentine's Day, I want to say it was 2021. And my like ex popped up on Instagram. It was a post about him proposing to his now wife. And then my ex after him was in a viral 20 million view video of him and his girlfriend cuddling on the subway.
What?
And an artist painting them. 20 million views.
Only
That's
Chase.
okay, sorry. Pardon my language. But that's fucked up that you had to go through that.
I know. It was a sad Valentine's
Like,
Day.
if you date a celebrity, then you're like, okay, I'm going to see it. But if you date just a random person who's going to be on a subway, how could you possibly prepare for that?
No.
20 million views.
That's too many.
He went so viral for being all cuddly with his girlfriend on the subway.
Oh, no.
So don't open Instagram.
No.
You're going to see your
Instagram.
ex is really happy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. I would have been so crushed.
I cried a lot that one.
That would be a hard
Yeah,
one.
that was a hard one.
Man. I wanted to, this is another question. If you're in a new relationship, talking about social media, when is the right time to post? That's a big step these days.
To hard
Make
launch.
it official
Well,
on Insta.
well, I feel like now there used to be making it Facebook official, which I don't feel like people don't do that anymore.
Yeah,
That's-
you're right.
I feel like only like serial killers do
Yeah.
that. Like, I don't, nobody does that, right?
No.
Nobody does that.
That's done.
That's I forgot about
If
that.
somebody made somebody Facebook official, I would like call like a wellness check. You know, you can get like social workers to come to your house. They're like, this person's not well. Why would they
Remember
do that?
when people would have the audacity to say it's complicated on
Yes!
Facebook?
Oh my God.
They would say that.
How was that an option? And how did your partner feel about that?
I mean, they probably felt that it
So
was
bad.
complicated.
What if you thought
Wait,
you were in a good
do you think-
relationship?
I cannot possibly remember when or why, but I do feel like at some point I had an "it's complicated" on my profile.
I have a feeling you were joking.
I hope so.
I had a
don't know that for a
feeling you
fact.
were like, this is funny.
You know what's great about Facebook is you can find out. Like, it's all there.
Oh yeah, it is. That was when you were dating the bad boys, though, so it probably was complicated.
Yeah, it was. That is crazy that people did that. How do we know when to hard launch?
So now I think instead of Facebook official, it is posting a picture of each other on Instagram.
Yeah.
Right.
Are you asking me?
Asking. I
Okay, I've got an opinion.
Okay.
I've got an opinion. I can have an opinion on anything you want me to have an opinion on. I think that first of all, it's probably worth a little check-in.
Yeah.
Because the last thing you want is to post to your Instagram and then for them to be like, well, why'd you do that? What's that
heart
about? Or
sink.
like they don't share it or they don't heart it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that would be for
Bad.
sure heartbreaking. So if you haven't like talked about it and then I think that could be setting yourself up for failure. But then again, if you're okay, like a week is too soon.
Mm-hmm.
And like a month is probably too soon. I think we can just set those as hard rules. If you're out there and you're wondering, is it too soon and it's only been a month?
Too soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true for everybody.
Okay.
Regardless.
Give it 2 months.
2 months is
Minimum.
probably, it's still early, I would say.
Still early.
But if you guys are both like totally obsessed with each other, then great.
Yeah,
Live your
but
life.
I kind of like eye roll with the couples that are so obsessed with each other posting about it on Instagram.
Well, is it because those couples tend to not last a very long time?
That's how I feel.
It's almost like they're putting something on for us to see. Like I find that like the healthiest friends of mine that are in relationships aren't just posting about each other and like sharing captions about how great they are. It seems to be done face to face. Like they
in real life.
Yeah, they just seem to tell each other that. And they don't need to like post about it like, oh, my baby this and my like I just kind of like I get a little bit of inauthenticity.
Just saying. Yeah, I feel like
Just saying.
when I see that, and I feel this way in general, when somebody comes into a relationship and it's like, oh my God, I am so obsessed with this person. They're my future husband. Then they're spending all their time together and everything is absolutely perfect. I mean, truly, like with pretty good degree of confidence, predict that they're going to break up within the next 6 months because that is so hard to sustain. It is like, you don't really know each other. And eventually you're going to get irritated with each other. And this fantasy of like a perfect person is going to crack. And when your image of them is so lofty and then the image cracks, that jump can be like devastating.
yeah, that makes sense. It's just a bigger jump.
Right. Versus if you have kind of like a more realistic approach when you finally see that like they're really messy or I don't know, my friend Mara caught the ick on a date because this guy was taking sips from his drink and he was going and he did that like 3 times in a row and she was like, I'm out of here. I can't believe it. That's so nasty. But I was like, I think I might do that. And I'm sorry if I've done that on this
You
podcast.
haven't.
Okay.
No, you have not.
Okay.
You
Well,
haven't done that.
just to say they might be that sort of person, but if you have a more organic, normal onboarding, we'll call it.
Then
early
the
days.
ick doesn't come so quickly.
No, and if it comes,
You don't
it's
get
not
the
so shocking.
ick so quick.
You don't get the ick so quick.
All right, how about this? Is there a way to rebound out of the ick?
Depends. In general,
No.
25-year-old me would say, definitely not. It totally depends on how much you really like the person. Because I think that people are using the term a little more loosely than they used to. Like, well, granted, when they used to, I feel like it became popular on Love Island, like, I don't know, 8 years ago or something.
Yeah.
And
They gave me the ick.
guy made the ick.
Yeah.
There's also throwback a Seinfeld episode about the ick.
Really?
Yeah, but it didn't pick up or it dropped off and didn't pick back up during.
Did they call it the ick?
Yeah.
Oh,
Isn't that crazy?
Seinfeld does it again.
Does it again.
Does it
Oh,
again.
wow.
If you don't really like the person, usually the ick happens when you're like desperately trying to ignore little things that are starting to bother you. You're like, all these weird things are like starting to irk you, but you're like, it's unreasonable that I'm irked. So I'm just going to ignore them because it is unreasonable that you're irked. The reality is you don't like this person, but you're just getting frustrated with them for things that's like a reasonable, like maybe they like bought a sandwich with a meat that you think is weird. And you're like, why would they do that? And you're like, no, wait, that's crazy. They can buy whatever sandwich they want, but you're in the early ick phases. Ooh. And then they do something. I have an example that I shouldn't say.
A hard ick?
It was a hard ick.
On a date you went on?
Yeah.
Okay, but it wasn't Joel.
It was, of course not.
So you can share it.
Okay, well.
I'm going to say names.
One time I had been seeing a guy for a few months, and we went on a hike. And it was hot out.
Uh-oh, he was sweating.
No, I mean, that would have been fine. Are you kidding?
What did he do?
Oh, no, he was sweating.
We went in like 1 mile, and I'm not like the most athlete. I'm a little sporty. I'm not like I don't do like marathons or anything. But we were like went 1 mile in, and he was like, I'm going to faint.
Oh.
I'm going to faint. Can we turn around?
Oh, worse than
now
sweating.
I feel like a jerk because maybe he was going to faint and he was having a medical emergency. But it wasn't a hard hike. It was like a path. It was like a
trail.
And I had a water bottle that was like big. We had 2 big water bottles, one for him, one for me. And he drank all of both because he was so worried about fainting.
So kind of like
This is so mean. I'm so awful.
That's
like,
not mean at all.
It's just like a little bit on the weaker side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you have an ick that usually gets you?
Besides small penises?
Or like micro penis? Or
Wait,
just,
how small?
Yeah, how small?
What are we talking?
I've never seen
Talking not micro, but you can't feel it.
You know how guys are always like, guys, size doesn't matter.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. That's like men saying women's looks don't matter.
Yeah.
It matters. You guys all care what we look like. Why do you think we put on makeup every day? If you could put makeup to make your dick look bigger, you would put makeup on
so
your
fast.
dick.
Dick up.
Dick up. Oh my God. We're like, whoa. You don't want to see it without its makeup off, though. Ooh.
Little ridge. Okay, so, but
That's
no,
an ick.
Contouring. No, a real ick, that isn't. I mean, I've gotten to the point with, like, I remember the first time I went through, like, my first ick was one of my earlier boyfriends. I got to that point where even his breathing was too much for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you did not like him.
Deep in, but it wasn't like a triggering, because breathing isn't a realistic ick. Or
Right.
it's not a fair ick.
It's not a weird thing.
It's
That
not
was
a
just
fair
the-
ick.
That was
Yeah.
the first. That was that.
People should be allowed to breathe.
That was the first moment where I realized, like, of me learning to fall out of love with somebody was that moment. But I don't know. I'm gonna think. Do you have an ick that happened
Yeah,
to you?
I have. Yeah. I'm going to keep it vague because I don't
Okay.
want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Okay,
Okay.
so I feel bad.
In my story in my head, I assume every ex is watching every podcast I've ever been on, and they're just sitting there going, "She's talking about me."
And I'm sure that they are.
They're all watching.
They are.
I get the ick when someone thinks they're talented and they're not.
Ooh.
Like because
That's such a good one.
because I'm going to say it. I'm very trained in dance, theater,
You're
like
a performer.
like I've trained, like I know what talent is. If you're trying to impress me with a dance, I'm not impressed.
But what if
You
they
better
are good
be-
at dancing?
Great. And I would know they're good.
Yeah.
You better be Beyonce's backup dancer. You better be really good at dance. Singing, you better be. My friend is Hamilton in Hamilton. You better be that level.
Shit.
Wait, I know that friend. Wait, no, not Hamilton. I know one of your Hamilton friends.
You do.
Does the dance, what if it's a funny dance? That's fine.
Fine. Love comedy.
So this has to be
They
genuine.
better be funny. They better not think they're funny.
Yeah.
They better actually be talented.
For the,
Yeah.
Or I'm going to get the ick.
can you, sorry, I know you don't want to say specifics, but did somebody present a serious dance to you?
Wait, really? Why did I not think, oh, this must have happened to her? Because it seems so far-fetched, but this is Chase we're talking about.
It must have happened.
So,
otherwise, why would this be your ick?
We went to that, like, there's a bar, like Clifton's in LA, where they do swing dancing.
ooh,
Fun in theory.
yes.
He took me swing dancing and was extremely, like, confident that he was the best swing dancer in the room.
Was
And
this
he
his
was
idea?
not.
Yes. And really performing the swing dancing out of it.
Was he all dressed up for the occasion?
No,
Okay.
just like a normal. But watching him think he was the best swing dancer out of the group, I was like, oh no. That's where he lost
Do
me.
you remember what one of the notes he gave you was?
Yeah. I was getting notes about, like, and trust me, I know what I'm doing. Okay.
Wait, what?
Like, I know how to do a step, right?
Yeah.
I was getting, like, notes on, like, it's like step, step, step. It's like step. It's like he was giving notes on the steps, and I was like, I know exactly what I'm doing, and I do not want to get notes here.
Oh my god.
Maybe I have an ego. Maybe I'm too confident with my dancing.
No. That's a massive ick. That would be like if somebody Actually, I've got a good correlation, which is I play a good amount of chess. I'm not great at chess, but I'm decent at chess.
This is the second time you're bringing up chess, which makes me think you are decent at chess.
I'm decent but not great. Okay, I'm no grandmaster, not even close.
Wow.
But
Are you in a chess club?
I was once.
Yeah, I feel like you were.
Once I was in a chess. I love chess.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Fifth grade state champ.
Wait, no,
I was
for real?
I was 8th place. He was a state champ.
Hey, that's
Okay,
still
eighth
awesome.
is impressive.
8th place is not
Wow.
nothing. How many people were competing?
It was a state thing. In
One.
Illinois, probably a few thousand.
That's incredible.
That's really good.
Yeah, so if a girl was like, I'm going to take you to play chess, baby, and she was really bad, you'd kind of not like that.
If she was really bad and pretended that she was great,
Yes.
it would be fucking annoying.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
really knows how to set up the pieces and move shit around. Like, just,
But she did it with such confidence.
I'll 4-move checkmate you, and we'll just move on with our day.
See? Okay, see? He agrees.
So I feel like we haven't answered this question at all, but I do feel like in this case, well, in the case of the hiker who
Fainted.
almost fainted.
Almost.
I do want to say I was well on my way to being out of this relationship. Everything he was doing was starting to annoy me, and this was just the straw that broke the camel's back. With the waltzer, were you on your way?
Swing dancing.
Swing dancing? Were you on your way?
No, it was early on.
So you still were enamored.
It could have been good if it wasn't. The dance is what threw it off.
Thank God, though.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you found out a year in that he was an overconfident swing dancer?
I hate when I date overconfident swing dancers.
That's my worst nightmare.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also, I'm going to say something else. I am really good at beer pong.
Would you say that it's your gaucho? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And don't try to impress me with beer pong either, and don't try to give me notes on how to play beer pong. I don't think I like getting notes on
In
things
general.
that I do better than the guy.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this? Every rom-com, there's the scene where the guy teaches you how to play
hate that.
pool. Yeah.
I hate that too.
Oh, at the batting cages. And I wanted the ball to hit him in the face, but like it just seems, I don't find that a turn on. But say it was something you weren't good at and he was really good at it, would it be a turn on?
I just think it depends on if I actually like them or not, because one time I was in Oklahoma. And listen, I was there and we were on a ranch and he taught me how to shoot a gun.
What?
Yeah,
kidding.
I was in Oklahoma. And
Only okay in Oklahoma.
and he like stood behind me and kind of like put his hand over my hand and was like, you got, like, you know, I liked it.
You did.
Okay.
Yeah. But
But you
I
were
had
already
no-
sleeping with this man.
No.
You weren't.
No, just a crush. And I had no experience ever shooting a gun.
Okay.
But if he was like let me teach you how to sing the musical Oklahoma, then I probably wouldn't like
Then
that.
you would have checked out.
Yeah.
Makes sense though.
I think those scenes in those rom-com movies are written by men.
They have to be.
Because I don't know. That's not what I fantasize about
No.
on a date. But maybe if I'm like, maybe in a
But
crush
like,
situation,
I think
it's
if it was a crush and you really liked him, it's kind of like, oh, he's touching my hand
Yeah, and
now.
I see in like a early before you like when I see how it could, but it is not something
I feel like it has to
dream
be in a
of.
context where you're like around that person, but you don't have opportunity to touch. So like in this case of the ranch, had you guys been like hanging out for a while, but like nothing was like acknowledged that you guys liked each other? So this was the first
It's
hint.
complicated. I can't talk about this.
Okay,
but
well-
it was yeah.
Back to Facebook.
It was
complicated.
Yeah, because then it's exciting. But
Yeah.
on,
That
like,
was
a
exciting.
date,
That was
like, If I was
exciting.
on like a hinge date and somebody was like, "Here's how you swing a bat,"
Yeah,
I'd
no,
be like, "Get away from me."
no, yeah. There was a lot of tension leading up to that
Yeah,
moment.
that's it. So I feel like with that, guys, if you're listening, there needs to be some sexual tension.
Not just like I'm really good.
Yeah.
And watch how good I am at this, and you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, yeah.
I just had the vision of like taking a guy in like a floral arranging date and like holding his hands while he's like placing the flowers. Like, no, that's not a.
Here,
There's
let
too
me
many
show
pink
you.
flowers next to each other.
Just
you know?
move that one just a little to
You
the
want
right.
a diversity
Yeah.
of texture and color. Just
He's like, you're so good at that.
can you imagine?
Oh gosh.
Girls
Yeah,
wouldn't
so-
do that. I just don't think we would do that in general.
No.
It's not in our nature to be like, let me show you how
Let me
it's
show
done. Yeah.
Although now I want to.
It would be
I'm gonna
nice.
take Joel. That's what we're doing for
Floral
Valentine's Day.
arranging. Okay, let's see what else we could answer for these lovely people.
Well, I feel like singles don't get enough attention. I mean, the holiday Valentine's Day is literally a day for people who are in relationships, and single people always feel so alienated and like, fuck this holiday, and like, who am I supposed to hang out with? And I would be curious to both of you, like, what was your favorite Valentine's Day you had when you weren't in a relationship?
Oh.
Were there any?
I don't think I've had one.
Yeah.
So it's gonna suck.
I don't think I've
guess.
had a favorite Valentine's single experience.
So maybe the answer is just ignore it. Like, don't acknowledge the date. Like,
I've done Galentine's Day like the day before and like, oh, come over for Galentine's Day. We're going to have wine and like pastries or whatever.
I have found though in those situations, especially if the people in that room are not also single,
They're not. That's why they're doing it on the 13th. 'cause
Right.
They're busy on the
Right.
14th.
and then it's just a room of pity. Like,
Yeah.
well,
Next year.
and it's not. Yeah. It's like, well, who are you dating? What's his name? What's going on? Is he cool? Why don't you like him? And you're like, or like how's the sex? And you're like, well, I don't ask you about your sex life. And you're like, don't come at me. So
Oh, yeah.
I just say ignore it.
I think
Ignore
that's
it.
an easy way because it's just another day.
Don't go on Instagram though.
Get a
Just
massage.
stay away from
Oh, a
Instagram.
massage.
What if you go
Yes.
on the dream date of your life? Like, yeah, get a massage, go to a movie you want to see,
Treat
like
yourself day.
go to the beach, like do your perfect date. I mean, that might be a little sad
No.
alone on
I think
Valentine's
that would
Day.
be the perfect
But
Valentine's
that's
Day.
fun. That would be fun for me.
Because
how would
think-
I want to spend it?
Would
Yeah.
you be happy or would you be sad?
It's hard to say. I cried at so many weddings, and I do get really sad about that stuff. So I don't know, but right now in this moment, I would say, oh, I would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would get a massage.
Massage is my favorite if I need to like take care of me day
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah, love a massage.
And the masseuse goes, so what are you doing for Valentine's Day?
Oh, do not talk to me while you're giving me a massage. I
Oh.
really don't like that
Okay,
either.
but if they do, will you tell them to stop?
No.
I ghost them.
You just don't answer their questions?
I just go like, yeah.
I got a massage from a male that was nervous and I think excited to be massaging me and was doing small talk the whole massage.
Oh.
So what brings you in today? Oh,
a
great.
massage.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, cool. What's your favorite where's your favorite restaurant? Like the whole time he was like nervously, like as if we were on a first date, but he was massaging me. It was very
It's kind of
uncomfortable.
I feel badly for this guy.
I do too.
I feel bad, but I think it should have been a free massage if he was gonna.
It was a massage in Lancaster, California.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I don't even know where that is.
Like Palmdale area.
Okay.
I really went far for this massage.
drove.
Did he have good
I was
reviews?
doing the like I was doing one of those comedy festivals in Lancaster.
Okay.
And I was treating myself to a massage, but I didn't look up the reviews.
Another option. This is my favorite thing that's an alternative to a massage. Find yourself a Korean spa.
Oh
Yes.
Okay, this is my obsession. I would spend my whole life in a Korean spa if I could.
I just went to my first real Korean spa in December.
Okay, how was it?
It was the best massage I've ever gotten, and I think I should only do that from now on.
From now on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You go, and I don't know what your experience was, but in the one that there is in San Diego, there's like this unisex, so only women zone where there's a jacuzzi and a cold plunge.
Yes.
Sauna,
Yes.
That's what I.
Yes.
the one
Steam
I went
room.
to.
Wait, did we all go to this? But yours was in LA.
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Okay, so it's all the same everywhere. Okay. And then they scrub you.
Yes, I did
for
the
like an
scrub.
hour.
And it's like they're preparing you for roast.
Yeah.
And you're like,
your skin is coming off.
you're raw and
Yeah.
it hurts and
Yeah.
it's painful, but you love it. And then by the end, you're like, I'm brand new. I was reborn. And also you're fully naked and they're up in there and you're getting like low key sexually assaulted, but you love it. And it's somehow great.
That's the perfect breakdown of a Korean spa. Note, if you're new to one, because I've only been once, after they scrub you, they give you the little thing that they scrubbed you with. And I left, and they said the showers are over there. So I left the lady that scrubbed me. She gave me the thing, said showers over there. I go in the shower, and I don't know what to do with this thing because my friend's still in her scrubbing. That took me there. That's been there before. So then I scrubbed my face with it. And then I found out that's what they scrubbed my whole body with. Like my feet and everything.
They didn't hand me my scrubber.
I wasn't supposed to put that on my face.
That didn't happen to me.
That didn't happen to me
I
either.
scrubbed my face with all the dead skin.
That's
A unique
I wouldn't have liked
situation.
that. I will empathize. I don't want that.
I didn't like it. So just so they know, if they give you the scrubber
don't want
back, please don't touch your face with it.
But shout out, find your closest Korean spa.
We spa if you're in LA.
You spa if you're in San Diego.
Oh, we spa, you spa.
I see spa. Darn it, I couldn't figure it out in time.
Small fries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You spa, we spa, we all
But
spa for
It's just the best
spa.
vibe. So, and it's also like everybody's fully naked, and you're just
Yeah.
kind of like, I don't know. There's just something
Freeing.
totally liberating and novel. Like if you haven't done it before, it's new and kind of healing because you're like, we're all just naked, underneath.
Yeah.
I don't know. That would be what I would do.
I think that's great.
Were your ladies naked? Scrubbing
No,
you?
but they always wear cool black swimsuits that I
They
want.
were wearing
Yeah.
lingerie for me.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Well, 'cause it's hot and humid in those
Yeah.
rooms.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
So it's awesome. I don't know. You have to go and try it if you haven't
So
done
that's
it.
what you should do on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, go to a Korean spa. I think that's a really
Great
fun
idea.
day.
That's what I do when I'm sad.
Yeah, I always do
perfect.
massage at Korean spa. I've only been once. I want to go again. Okay, so
Pee on first dates. What's up with that?
okay. So we're gonna see if
I gotta know.
if Chase and I will share in our personal misery, a quick one each. Mine is dating. I'm so happy I'm in a relationship because I have an overactive bladder, so I pee all the time.
That's so cute.
But it made first dates. It's not cute.
Get through an hour podcast. We'll
Yeah,
tell
I'm
you.
like, I want to drink this so bad. So first dates were really hard. So this is for my small bladder fans. I'm starting a bladder
large
community.
contingent. Yeah.
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 So when you have to pee on a first date, like the first time is like, okay, please excuse me, I'm in the bathroom. But the problem is first dates are always coffee dates or alcohol, which are both diuretics. So on first dates, I would go pee probably 5 times and I would be like, sorry, I'm not a cokehead, like making like dumb jokes, and it's just so uncomfortable. And you're like, I'm blowing this date because I look like I'm a drug addict or just weird. Like if I was dating a guy on a first date and he went to the bathroom 5 times, no, there would not be a second date.
So you're going 5 times in
Yeah.
in
What's
the
the
hour?
realistic cadence? Like if it's an hour, how many times are you going?
With alcohol involved, 3, at least 3.
Okay.
It's
Not one dude in the history of dudes has ever been like, I gotta get rid of this chick. She pees.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say that I've ever heard that. In all my
But I can see
professional-
you being in your head, being like, oh no, yeah, he thinks I'm going to do cocaine.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And I would a lot of the times, I'm better now because I drink less, but when alcohol is involved, I have peed so many men's beds. And
Oh,
it's
that's so sad and sweet.
so
and cute.
uncomfortable.
Wait, okay. I'm sorry, because I'm sure this has been very traumatic, but the right person will not care.
That's what I wrote a joke about. I go, ladies, if you want to find a gay guy,
yeah.
then
Pee in the bed.
pee his bed. No, if you want to find a great guy, is it pee his bed? Because I have peed enough guys' beds to be like, this is not husband material. You want a guy who will be kind about something like that.
Yeah, I totally believe that. Granted, I don't have an erect bladder. I have other things that are problematic, but not that. And I would probably like get ahead of that in some way, which is kind of weird. It's like almost an overshare, but I'd be like, hey, just a heads up, I have to use the restroom a lot. So if I pee a lot, that's what's going on.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
smart.
And it's
You're
cute.
so
Like,
good.
If you
You're
just
so
say it,
good.
you just say it cute. You're not embarrassed. It's just part of who you are. And the fact that people are gonna come for me in the comments when I say this. I have peed the bed as an adult a couple times, and I'm just dreaming about using the restroom. It's
Yeah.
not weird.
Yes.
I'm dreaming about
Happens.
peeing, and then I'm peeing.
It's because you have to pee so bad it makes it into your dream.
right, and I don't think that's embarrassing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I think the takeaway is just own it.
Where-
Whatever
Yeah,
you
but
Put
do
down
with
a
it.
bed liner.
But like,
Yeah.
if it happens on the first date, that's humiliating.
Yeah, that
And
would
that's
be bad.
you've peed the bed on the first date.
I don't know because
and you should be ashamed.
You should be
No.
really embarrassed.
I play it really hard to get for the beginning, so they don't get that in the first date. But I will ruin the first time we have sex by pissing your bed.
I think I like I said, if somebody is really into you and you are priming them for this possibility, I don't think that matters.
Yeah.
I think it's cute, and so what?
I'm
Everybody's
quirky.
got something.
Yeah, you own it. Listen,
Quirky.
you own it.
Which is
Yeah.
so funny because I feel like guys are watching. You're like, literally, you said breathing was an ick, but you're telling me that peeing is cute. This is so. This is such a double standard.
It's so funny. Hey, we have it harder in other ways. Okay, what is yours?
Well, is this one I've turned a joke into or just
Whatever you want. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a joke.
because I think I shared this on your Patreon at one point,
Okay.
but the non-Patreoners haven't heard this.
All right.
And I think I'm ready to share it on non-Patreon
Oh,
at
wow.
this point.
I'm
Breaking
excited.
news.
Just recently I went on a date and I have allergies and I took Claritin D. Now I never take Claritin D.
It's a serious.
It's a serious allergy pill. And I didn't know Claritin D is like meth. So I tell you, the reason I planned the date is because I took a Claritin D and I was like, I'm feeling good. And
It's
I
like Adderall. Kind of.
I was like awake and like excited and I had no anxiety and I was like, I'm going to go on the apps and I'm going to set up a date for tonight. And like I was on drugs very much. And I had so much energy and I was walking around and I was on meth. I didn't know, but
Right.
Zoe told me
Yeah.
that's what was going on with me. I didn't know. I wasn't eating. I was so just, vibrant. And I set up a date for that night because your girl can get a date every now and then when I'm feeling that good about myself. And so I hadn't eaten all day.
Oh no.
And we go to this wine bar and we have a couple wines and he's having a great time because why wouldn't he? I'm on drugs and I'm like keeping the conversation going and we're, so we go to the next bar and we have another drink. And then we go to another bar and we have another drink.
Third location.
So I've had 4 drinks on this date.
Yeah, and a lot of locations.
Because
Because you're hip and cool.
the bars kept closing. We kept they kept being like, this is last call, so we had to go to another
And
bar.
you're like, what? I'm not awake.
Yeah, what time is it? So then
Do any bars stay open all night?
Yeah, whoa.
So then he's like, why don't we just go back to my, the bars kept closing. He's like, let's just go have a drink at my place.
Because his place does stay open all night.
His place stays open all night. And we get back to his place. By the way, I don't know what got into me. I have a rule these days where I don't even kiss on the first date. But I was like, yeah, let's go back to your place. I'm on Claritin D. And we are like, he's showing me his view of the balcony. And all of a sudden, it just like hit me. And you're not supposed to drink on Claritin D.
Oh, no.
And I had quite a few. And all of a sudden, I just started like spinning.
No.
Like everything was, my whole reality was spinning. And he like was looking at me like he thought I got really quiet because it was a moment to share
Time
a
to kiss.
kiss.
Oh, no.
And I was standing there just looking like what he thought as like a romantic moment. And in my head, I was spinning.
You were losing consciousness.
I truly thought, I was like, oh, I must have been roofied because something's going on. Really not a good feeling. And he takes that as the opportunity to kiss me.
Oh, shit.
And we kiss, and I'm spinning in the kiss, like nothing straight. And then he steps back, and I go, excuse me. And I went to the bathroom and threw up in his bathroom for like 45 minutes.
Oh my God.
No.
Pure like wine, like red throw up.
Wine too is
And
not
he's
good.
going, are you okay? By the way, I had just bragged like an hour ago about how good I was with my alcohol, and that I
Well, you were on Claritin
I
D.
went to UC Santa Barbara, and I know how to hold my liquor. And I was throwing up, and then like I came out. I had the audacity to be like, did you put something in my drink? Like I really at this point, like I
Wait, did
didn't
you
correlate. Yeah. But he
Good for
was
you.
he was sitting on the other side of the couch. Like now I came back, I sat down, he was way over there. And I was like, you know what? If this was a roofie situation, he wouldn't be that far away from me.
So you felt comfortable in confronting him because you were confident it wasn't true.
I wasn't sure, but I started thinking about it. Like he's not making any moves. So that's something that a roofier
A
wouldn't
roofie
do.
would probably make some moves.
Yeah. And so he goes, I kissed you, and then you immediately threw up.
Oh.
And that was a really bad date.
Was there a second date?
No.
You don't ever
Because
know.
of you or because of him?
Guess what? He did reach out
Yeah,
and
okay.
was like,
I
I
knew
actually
it.
had a really good time with you. I'd love to see you again. And I was like, that was just a little bit too traumatic for me. I'm going to take a minute.
And now
that
it's
was
6
it.
years later. He's like, has it been enough time?
Now you're his bad date story.
I
One time
haven't-
For that to be your meet cute.
I haven't had Claritin D since.
Oh.
Even though I felt so good that afternoon. I can't do it again.
I'm just like still struck by how brave you were in confronting him, being like, did you drug me?
That is impressive.
I was like, was there something in the drink? Because again, I'm great with my liquor. That has never happened before.
There's only one explanation.
There's only one explanation, or I was on
You're in
Claritin D.
Claritin D, yeah.
I was on meth
Thank God it was the
and
latter.
drinking a lot
yeah,
and had not eaten. So,
it's a bad combo.
yeah.
How do you? What advice would you give for people to get over a horrific date?
Claritin D.
Yeah, have you tried Claritin D? Or what's the other one that people take? Allegra, maybe?
Allegra. A little less strong.
Just a
Okay.
hot tip.
Good to know. Good to know.
I think, like, honestly, if I was pretty actually interested by him being like, I actually would love to see you again, I seemed to not. I could have probably redeemed myself.
Yeah, 100%. I think the moral of the story is if you really like somebody or if somebody really likes you,
It doesn't matter.
It really doesn't matter. Bodily
Yeah.
stuff, random weird awkward moments,
Yeah.
breathing,
Yeah.
sweating on a hike. These are all like tolerable. These are within the range of human behavior. Like we're good. But if you don't like somebody, you're gonna find some really random reason to explain it, but you just don't like the person.
You just don't like them.
Yeah. So for you, it was unreasonable of him to be there while you were throwing up.
He also, I just have to, again, like I feel like a lot of times on dates, okay, I'm going to share this, but I'm realizing this might not sound good. I sometimes feel like I'm the one, like, I'm like, of course they had a good time. I just led like 2 hours of like, I'm so interested in learning about you and tell me about yourself. And like, oh, that's so amazing. Like I'm engaging a lot. I feel like I am like, I heard a comedian talk about this, that on dates, she's hosting a podcast. And I was like, oh yeah, I can do that very well. And then I tend to get asked out again, but there wasn't like this authentic, like I was just like being a skilled conversator instead of like authentically seeing if.
I don't think that sounds bad. I feel like on a first date, doesn't everyone kind of put on more of a show?
Not these men. They sit in silence.
They sit there. They say,
God.
They just let me take the lead, and I'm working.
Dance, monkey, dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think that we all, I mean, first time we meet somebody, you're always going to have like your best foot forward. But it's funny. I was just talking to my friend Mara about this because she said almost the exact same thing to me. Shout out Mara. That she's going on dates and she's feeling like, well, like I feel so funny and they're laughing at all my jokes. And I'm like, well, yeah, I know I'm funny, but what about you? Kind of. And
I actually, like the most recent date I was on, he was talking the majority of it, and I got to kind of like sit back, and my nervous system got to like be like, oh, I'm not the one leading the convo. This is so exciting, and I prefer that.
Yeah.
Now,
I think that makes a lot of sense because you spend so much time entertaining other people and worrying about other people feeling comfortable and are they having a good time and are they laughing, and if they're not, you can probably fix that because you're really good at making people laugh. So when somebody else takes control,
it's like
it's a relief.
It's a green flag for me if the guy is like able to do the job that I always feel like I have to do on a date.
Yes.
I think that goes back to like the leaving space thing.
Totally.
Let him.
Yeah, well, I was doing that too on the Claritin D date. I did have moments where we were just walking in silence, and I was like, just walk. Just see if he's gonna say something, and I'm like, no, he's not. Okay,
my turn.
I'm gonna have to do this again. I would give him a little bit of space to attempt to converse. So yeah, I like when a guy is doing that and not me.
Yeah. And even I feel like even if you are the one putting in all of the effort and you're not being authentic, you'll still at the end of the date know how you feel for if you want the second date.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard though, because if you just put on a 2-hour show and you're just trying to charm the person, and this anybody can do this, boy, girl, doesn't matter.
Boy, girl,
anything else doesn't matter. You could be charming the other person, but then if you go back and you have this experience in your mind, where you're like, that whole date was fun because of me. That in some ways doesn't really give the other person a fair opportunity to shine in their own way. And so to your point, it gets back to the space of like, just give them enough breathing room, which you tried to do with a Claritin D date, and he could not rise to the occasion.
famously known as my Claritin D date.
Yeah.
Wow.
CDD.
That's the title.
Okay.
And yeah, I think you have to give people, if you are a razzle dazzle, fast firing person, granted, you're probably going to want to end up with somebody who can in some ways like match your
Razzle
energy.
dazzle you right back.
Yeah, a little bit, you
Yeah.
know. But you leaving a little space for that can be good, because at the end of the day, not only do you want to know that they like you, but you want to know whether or not you like them. And if you're charming them the whole time, how will you know?
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Good note.
Good note.
Okay.
Well, that was my dating story.
That's good. That's good.
Do you have one?
I'm trying to think of my worst dating story is. I mean, my real worst dating story is, it was nothing happened. We had been texting this guy on Hinge. He was like proclaimed to be like a Stanford grad who was running his own business and just seemed really, I don't know. In San Diego, it seemed like a big deal.
Funny. Okay, yeah. Good for him.
Good for him. I don't know. And he was really charming, and we were like talking on the phone, but he was out of town. So for like a week or so, we're like texting and talking and whatever. We go on a sushi date.
Oh, love those.
Oh,
Great.
yeah.
It was a lunch date.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was like in the middle of the day.
Love.
And he texts me afterwards. He's like, I can't wait to kiss you. And it was all very forward. And then all weekend, he had kids, so he was busy with kid stuff. And he was texting me kind of like borderline explicit things. And then I get a follow request on my Instagram, not from him, but it's just like a weird follow. So I click on it and I'm like, who's this person? And I see that we have a mutual friend in common. It's this guy. And I am a little bit weirded out by that. So I text him and I was like, hey, do you know this woman? And no response. He read it, nothing, totally ghosted me, which freaked me out because I was like, did I do something wrong? Like, what did I do? And then I reach out to the woman like, hey, have we met before? Because this is my personal private account. Mm-hmm. And she was like, oh, no, just my boyfriend told me about your couples coaching account and said it was like really cool and that I should check it out. And she's like, sorry, I didn't mean to follow your personal. And I, at that point, was like, okay, clearly he's the boyfriend.
Yeah.
Should I say something or just leave it? Because I was like, nothing happened.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I was pretty tormented by that for a while. But a day goes by and she's like, wait a second. So I guess a while. By a while, I mean 24 hours. I was really tormented. But
that could be a long time.
It was a long 24, okay? And she's like, wait a second. I think we know the same guy. And I was like, yeah, is your boyfriend this guy? And she was like, yeah, not only is my boyfriend, but I'm pregnant. And then I never heard from him again. I said, I'm so sorry. I found him on Hinge. Here the text he sent me. Like, I don't think he's a good guy.
No.
And I felt horrible. But that was the worst date I ever had.
Well, his bad for telling her about you.
What kind of move is that?
That's
That
like
is
he was trying to get
strange.
caught.
It was so bizarre.
Or he just panicked and it was, I don't know.
What was weird about that whole situation, and this has happened a couple times in dating, but like he was so proactive about explaining his values to me. Like,
Oh, I can't trust a man.
Yeah.
no, he was like, I don't care. He's like, I understand everyone's different, but like for me, I remember I didn't ask him. No one asked him. He's like, for me, I just like to date one person at a time because I think how else are you going to really authentically get to know somebody or give something a real shot? I did not ask him about his dating time. He just told me. And then to find out that he had a pregnant girlfriend, I was like, that's sociopathic level of lying. Like you're just proactively getting ahead of the story. It was bizarre.
This makes me scared.
That is scary.
To talk to men.
Yeah, but there's a lot of good guys.
There's some
too.
good ones.
Yeah.
God.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
I wrote that down as oh look, it's right there. What's the biggest red flag?
Well,
that-
lying. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Having a pregnant girlfriend's pretty bad.
That is a big.
That's a red flag.
Big red flag.
That we later regretted.
What I ignored. I think it was with the I have so many.
I could tell. I have one while you think.
Yeah.
The biggest red flag I ignored was when a guy I was dating. We never got official. That was my fault. I've gotten from two guys that I play it so cool that they don't think I'm interested. Mm-hmm. I'm just too scared. I was always just too scared I'd scare them away that I still scared them away.
That's cute. I think everything girls do is cute. I'm so sweet to girls.
So this guy, which I'm happy it didn't work out, it all ended fine. Like, but we never became official. But my biggest red flag was he told me that he did gay porn, but only just masturbating to the camera. And he was so hot. But I let it go.
Okay, that's.
I mean, maybe that's one of those ones. Did you really regret, like maybe it was a fun time
Yeah.
until it ended?
It was a fun time till it ended. But that should have been a red flag.
At that point, you maybe should have known.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one now.
Did that trigger something for you?
Very
I
opposite.
have a couple follow-ups. Though.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
So, he was a gay porn star,
I don't know if he was a star. I don't know if
but he was filmed masturbating.
Yes.
Okay.
It was one of his jobs.
And I guess is the whole point that like masturbation is really like a gay porn thing because in straight sex is masturbation not as sexy.
I don't think that women are
From the audience.
Yeah, I think the
audience.
like the site it was on.
OnlyFans?
No, I don't know what.
Only dicks.
Only dicks.
Only dicks.
It was probably, I think,
that
for
really?
a gay porn website or specifically for that genre because he said it's for gay porn.
And was he in your, did you find out he was gay or more into men than women?
Not that I knew of. I think he was like, I just do it for money.
So what ended up being wrong with the guy?
Remember, he ended up meeting another girl.
Oh, yeah.
Because he thought I wasn't that into him.
Right. So we think that.
So it had nothing to do with the.
It's
I'm
just
trying to
something-
connect these concepts.
They don't connect. This is just something I think I should have thought was a red flag. But as an insecure girl in her 20s, I ignored every red flag because of fear.
Right. I think it's a funny idea, though, that guys who do masturbation for gay porn are inclined to not be interested if you're playing it too cool. I think that's a correlation we can obviously establish.
For the record,
Yes.
it could have been for straight porn. This is just so specific. He added. There's nothing against gay porn. Or that he did it for gay porn.
That was clearly an indicator of what was to come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think the relationship should have gone further. But yeah. I just think that as a girl, we ignore a lot of red flags.
Yeah.
And people who do porn can be in relationships. I don't think it's something that I look for.
I think, yeah, totally. If you are in a relationship with somebody who does porn, I think that your boundaries about like what's acceptable in a relationship and what are not, and what you're like, probably even the degree to which you're inclined to get jealous, things need to be different.
Yeah.
Like you need to be, or not different, maybe like less traditional, but plenty of people have no problem with any of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's great.
Yeah.
To each their own.
But I can see how like you learned a lesson. Like,
Yeah.
oh,
Well,
that
it's
was
not
a
for
red
you.
flag that I.
Speak up if it's not
Yeah,
something you're
yeah,
comfortable
yeah.
with.
Okay, mine was more. I kind of get to the point with dating now where it's like, if you're not gonna ask me out, like I'm not here to have a pen pal. Like, just let's have a drink because. I like to get to a date pretty quickly. I don't like the small talk. I don't need a pen pal.
Who has the
I
time?
like just like, yeah, you want to meet up. So I don't maybe like get to know them well enough. And I was meeting up with this guy. We had just matched on the app and we were going to meet up that night. And I'm at the bar waiting for him and he calls me and he goes, "Where are you?"
Okay, well that's definitely a red flag. I'm already out.
Okay, where are you? And I was like, oh, I'm in line. First of all, my initial instinct was just hang up right now and
Holy
just walk
shit.
away and like pretend like, but then I was like, oh, I'm here. I'm in line. And then I see him like across the street and I'm like, oh, I'm waving. And he's like, I don't see you. Where are you?
Oh, wait.
That's a red flag. I could have. It's been like, you know what? I don't need to spend the evening with this man and I don't have to respond. And I can say, oh, tonight didn't work. Sorry. That was a red flag, right?
Wait, Chase, how long did you spend with this guy?
It was one date, but all night.
How was the date?
I have so many jokes about this date. This is the guy that told me, he was like, how often do you color your hair? It's time that you color
Oh,
it.
yeah.
A lot of my jokes are about that date because it was he was so rude and so awful.
Oh,
and
my God.
like I do on Bumble, and I'm not on Bumble anymore, but my Bumble profile was all me and motorcycles. So just as a bit, just as a fun bit.
That's so
and
fun.
he was a huge motorcycle guy. Also, maybe a red flag. I needed to like
You were pulling the wrong demographic.
yes.
wrong
And
photos
so
to
the
choose
whole
from.
date he was just like couldn't stop telling me about cars and motorcycles and how important it is to like do your passion. And I'm like, is he even gonna ask? Like, I'm a like, what do you mean? Of course I know what it's like to follow your passion. And one of the worst dates truly of all time, but one of the jokes from that date got written up in the New York Times, so I'm very grateful for him, but it was really bad.
Worth it for the jokes?
Worth it for the jokes.
That's good.
Yeah, worth it for the jokes, but really bad.
Okay, so we have
Horrible.
guys, red flags, guys with pregnant.
Guys with pregnant girlfriends, maybe guys who are doing porn if that's not your thing, but only then. And then super angry psychotic.
Where are you?
Oh my God. If you're like that on the first date, imagine.
But I
That
think most people wouldn't do what I did. I think most people would see that as a red flag immediately.
I think most
I don't
women
know.
would go through with the date.
I think so too.
Okay.
I
'cause
think
that's
men
what I did.
wouldn't. I think men would run for it.
Women, walk away.
Walk away.
Do not go on that date. Because I bet it was really funny. And like in retrospect, and you got so many great jokes and you got famous by New York Times, but also
Thank you, Ori.
but also I bet that had an actual emotional impact on you. Like I bet you went home feeling like crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when he got to the line, because I was in line for the bar, we stood in silence. I could not muster up anything to say to him, and we were just like, and I've never done that. I can hold a conversation.
Were you so panicked?
Yeah, I was like, I can't believe I agreed to this.
That is sad.
I was too eager to just like meet up and not like, what's the word? Like vouch for him. Vet him on the like. That's why you talk a little bit before,
Just to make sure.
just to kind of get a vibe of the person. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Oh no, again,
And you as well.
great jokes from it.
You know,
But yeah, we grow, we learn.
we live, we learn, we laugh, we love.
Okay, we're going to go into some quick fire questions. But the question is how to set this up. Because is it okay? I know that there's never a yes or no. I know there's never like exact answers for things. But
We should try to be quick.
Okay.
yeah.
Boom.
Okay.
Rapid fire.
So let's go with our gut and know that none of this is real advice.
Okay. Hello. Happy Valentine's Day. Here's some quick advice that may or may not be correct. On a first date, should a man pay the bill?
Yes.
Yes.
When should you say I love you?
On the wedding day.
When you feel it.
Better
Is that
answer.
a good answer?
I say around 6 months to a year. I have problems.
Regardless of how you feel. Yeah.
When is the right time to meet the parents?
When you're pregnant.
Like at like a holiday function. Like, oh, we're all getting together for like this event.
That's good.
When should you move in together?
You're just going through
Well,
that now.
I know. We moved in together 1 year.
1 year.
1 year. But it was when I knew that I could tolerate.
I think it depends on what age you are. Like in your 30s, it's like you kind of
You move
you can
fast.
move things along faster. In your 20s, I would say don't do it unless you're very certain.
I think you should know if you are trying to marry this person.
Yeah, if you're trying to marry this person,
person,
then. But if I just know how complicated it can be when it's too soon, and then you have to end it, and you're living with someone. Like, give it enough time to know I'm serious.
I think minimum a year. I think that's the good, no shorter than a year.
That's good. Yeah.
When should you have sex for the first time in a relationship? What date number?
3.
Early and often. I think that I don't think there's a number. I think it all depends. If you have sex on the first date, that could be your husband. I don't know. I mean, if you were like, I know this is supposed to be fast.
Give me a number.
When should you have sex?
On the first date, on the first time. when should you do it?
Oh my god. 4.
I've asked a lot of girls actually
Okay,
what
what-
number
what's
they
the
did.
number
They
everyone says?
pretty much 3 or 4.
I think 3 is what I.
It's usually the third date that is the consensus. Is like, oh, this is
Okay.
kind of gonna do it.
I play the whole, sorry, I got my period. Smart at the beginning, you know. And then he's like, you really have had your period all month.
It's a long cycle.
Yeah. Any quick fire questions? I know I had any down, but any ones that you have for her? Sorry, off the top of your head, I know
What
there's
do
more.
you care if they want to? What if they want to name their son something that you don't want them to name it?
Oh my god. Well, are you the one giving birth? Are you the one that's housing that child in your body for 9 months?
It's the woman's
And
decision.
then you get to decide what the name of that baby
Wow,
is.
big pressure.
Wow,
Exciting, though.
that's-
Good
yeah,
news.
That's interesting. Yeah,
What are you going to name him?
Zach and Cody.
Please.
But Cody's a girl. Isn't that cute?
That is cute.
Zach's the boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cody's a great
And
girl.
it's going to be
Sienna.
far
really
along
cute.
enough that people aren't going to associate it to the sweet life of Zach and Cody. They'll have their own identities.
Oh, I love that. Okay, wow. You guys don't even know the amount of segments that we haven't covered. I didn't know how much I wanted to know until today. But we'll have to do another time.
I would love to be back. This has been fun.
Thank you so much for doing
Lane,
that.
your expertise is on another level.
Yeah,
No,
it
you
really
guys.
is.
No,
You're being so sweet. Thank you so much. I've had a blast. It was well worth the drive.
Yay!
I need to get better Valentine's Day gear because your guys have like hearts and themes.
no, I loved your
Yeah,
loved
this
your
is
gear.
classy. You look really great.
Thanks.
Yeah. Would you both like to plug anything?
Oh, sure. You.
Oh, nothing to plug.
Plug.
Go ahead, Lane.
Yeah, my boyfriend would be so mad at me if I didn't. If you're in San Diego, you should go see a show called Talent or Die.
Yes.
Check it out. It's really good. It's funny. It's late night.
It's a
It's
sketch
sexy.
comedy show.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Where is it and how often?
It's in Liberty Station at a theater called Mockingbird, and it's almost monthly. It's on Saturday nights at 10 p.m. and it's edgy. It's chaotic.
Oh.
You don't know what's gonna happen. People die.
Oh. Okay, I'll put the link for that below. So thank you both so much for taking the time.
Thank you.
Yay! And we're going to go to Patreon. Follow us there. Bye!
Bye.